All right, guys. Our guest tonight is Ring of Honor star Dalton Castle. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. I apologize to the quality of my sound, but I'm in the car. I'm on my way going shopping for some button fly jeans. So that's what you're going to have to deal with.
I'm excited.
Sure, you rarely see me in denim, but when I'm in it, you better believe the fly's going to be made of buttons.
Yeah. What color jeans you gonna go for this time?
I think we go standard blue,
Okay.
maybe a faded. I want people to think that I've worn these jeans for years.
you don't want the idea out there that you just buy new jeans. You know what I mean? All your jeans are old. You got to stick with that.
I want to look like I put some brand new jeans on. Then I went down to Mississippi. I saw some guys, messing around at an old ranch. I got lippy with them. They drove off, but I chased them down, grabbed onto the back of their bumper. They dragged me for about 3/4 of a mile. That's a half mile if you're doing math. And the whole way, skidding on my new button fly jeans, which stay fastened because they're buttons, not a zipper. But the pant legs, they did take quite the beating from the gravel road. Mississippi, not a whole lot of pavement down there.
This is gold, absolute gold. Well, listen, let's on a more serious topic. The biggest news is that you will be taking on Silas Young at Friday's All-Star Extravaganza pay-per-view in San Antonio. The stipulation is...
You bet your balls I am.
Well, the stipulation is that if Silas wins, he gets your boys. But if you win, Silas becomes one of your boys. What can the fans expect from this match, and are you approaching it any differently now that your boys are on the line?
Well, it's a tough one to approach because I faced Silas twice now. I have beaten him twice, so obviously I feel pretty confident. But at the same time, I feel like teaching this silly boy named Silas a lesson. So it's something I can't pass up. Sure, there's a risk putting my boys on the line, but it's not that big of a risk when the reward is to take Silas and put him in his place, which is rightfully underneath my feet as I lounge amongst all of them.
Do you think he's going to make a good ottoman?
Oh, absolutely. Silas is no slouch. Listen, I beat him twice, but he's a heck of an athlete. Strong back. I'll tell you, Silas does a lot of lateral pulls, so that back is strong, and that back is perfect for my heels.
Mikey, our next question.
Yeah. Well, one of the matches I think really helped put you on the map in Ring of Honor was your clash with Jushin Thunder Liger at Global Wars. For you, what was it like to step in the ring with, a legendary 30-year veteran of the business? And what did you think that you learned from that match that's going to help you moving forward?
Okay. Well, do you remember the way you felt? Have you ever seen Jushin Thunder Liger live?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember when he hit that ring the way you felt as a fan? Do you remember that
Mystified.
giddiness you've gotten inside? The butterflies in your belly, the excitement, the smile that you couldn't wipe off your face. Now try doing that. Now try being inside the ring when he gets in. It's tough to focus on an opponent when you grew up watching him. So what I've learned was to stop liking people. You lose some focus.
It's a good. I don't like anybody. That actually fits my MO really well.
It's
actually.
mutual.
It's mutual. Okay, it's fair.
Then you would do wonderful against Liger.
Yeah, I don't think my cardio's up to snuff, but
You can sit on him
Yeah, I can sit on him.
like he's a boy.
You just need 3 seconds.
That's that's a good life goal. Brandon Galvin, next question.
Well, you've wrestled against some of the top talent in the world this year, including Jay Lethal and Adam Cole, among others. How do you approach and prepare for matches of that magnitude, knowing expectations are so high?
Well, I guess I can't treat a match different. Each match I treat kind of the same. I want to be the best. I want to win. I want it all. So if I'm not putting as much focus into one match as I am the others, so I'm going to slip up and something bad's going to happen. That being said, going up against Lethal and Adam Cole, these people I truly do respect as performers and wrestlers. Yeah, I focus a little harder. I guess I get a little bit more nervous, but the bottom line is I've been doing this quite a while. I know what I'm doing. I'm fearless, and I'm a hell of an athlete. So, like, I always try to remind myself of how good I actually am, and that kind of calms me down a bit.
Well, listen, you have one of the most unique and interesting characters in all of wrestling, and I can see this is not a character. This is you. You are Dalton Castle. But what went into putting this character, this person, Dalton Castle, onto television with all of the peacock things and the almost like wings? And what went into this? And are there who or what are some of your inspirations?
Well, it's been building for several years. I mean, you start wrestling, you learn the moves, then you learn how to carry yourself through a match. And frustration kind of builds when you don't get the attention that you think you deserve. You try something new, and I didn't see myself getting the focus that I thought I needed or wanted or even like craved. I needed that attention. So I kept thinking, how can I get more eyes on me? How can I stand out? What are people not doing that I can do? And you add a little bit here. You put on a suit. You add a boy or two, and things kind of fall into place. It didn't just happen overnight. If you're asking what kind of influences what kind of paved the way, who do I look at? Nobody in wrestling. It's rock and roll. I look at glam rock. I look at people who perform on stage, regardless of how good their music is. How do they present themselves? So people like Freddie Mercury, Elton John, Liberace, the guys from Foxy Shazam and The Darkness. Those all are people that like stood out to me, and that I kind of taken from them and put it into my own act.
Mike Chiari?
Ashley Remington, you're familiar with this person, yes?
Handsome fella.
Yes. Well, let's say
Smooth fella.
let's say you've done some work with Chikara, which is a wrestling company that fans know is very over the top in many ways, very character based. How would you think that working with that type of company helps you in terms of character development in Ring of Honor?
I don't know if it helps so much with what I do for Ring of Honor. I do know it helps me as a person inside. If you go down one path too long, you can kind of get bored and get complacent. But when you've got an outlet to do something completely different, it keeps things fresh. And it shows, I don't know if I'm intentionally doing it, but it kind of shows the rest of the world there's more to me than the one element you're seeing. I'm versatile.
That's true. Brandon Galvin.
How did you come up with the name Dalton Castle?
My mom looked at me and she said, if you ever grow up and get mildly famous, do me a favor, never use the name Dalton Castle because it's horrible. So I was very rebellious.
Hey, so keep it simple, right? Okay, earlier this month, which actually was like 7 months ago, you took part in TNA's Gut Check pay-per-view event. It was like February. It just aired like 2 minutes ago. What was your experience like in TNA, and how would you compare Ring of Honor to TNA from your perspective?
I'm not exactly I'm ready to talk in depth about my trips down to TNA. It was fun. The people were real nice. I don't know. I guess the biggest comparison would be the way things are filmed. TNA, you're in a studio, you're there, and they pump out a bunch of weeks of TV. Now, Ring of Honor, they do that too, but they do it kind of like in one day, so the crowd is rather fresh. I will say I am exactly where I belong right now. I'm exactly where I want to be, and I love Ring of Honor.
I mean, I could be speaking for myself here, but the fact that they put you with 2 women instead of 2 boys, I was actually very offended by that. I was like, this is not the Dalton Castle that I know and love. But it was still very good.
If you don't enter a room with boys, What's the point of walking through the door?
Yes. See, I've been telling these guys this, and they don't understand. See, it must be just us. See, thank you. Mikey, all right?
Yeah, well, something that a lot of people may not know about you is that you have a background in radio. In what ways do you think your experience in that medium has maybe translated to wrestling and helped make you a better performer?
I've been in front of crowds for almost a decade, like thousands of people. Regardless if they're there to see me, I still had the practice of talking into a microphone in front of, let's say, 14,000 people before I even had, and this was not even in my underpants. That's where you get your most confidence, right?
Yes.
I talked for a living for almost 10 years. Wrestling, you're still talking, but I do a lot of fighting in between the talking. So I don't know if it's prepared me. I don't know if it's definitely the route everyone needs to take, but it definitely didn't hurt me.
Brandon Galvin, final question?
Well, you mentioned how Ring of Honor right now is where you're supposed to be. What do you see as the next steps in your career as far as short and long-term goals?
Well, I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's going on in the world of technology with Elon Musk and SpaceX and everything, but trips to the moon are going to get pretty frequent, and I could do a pretty high drop kick jumping off the top rope on the moon. Am I being facetious or am I being metaphorical?
Probably
Metaphor?
both.
Neither.
I feel like you'd be in both, to be honest with you.
That would be tough to come down from that drop kick, though. I feel like.
Well, like I say, I'm going to the moon, and I'm never coming back. So what you're seeing right now is Dalton Castle heading upward.
There is no better way to end it than right there. A huge thank you to Dalton Castle. Catch him stealing the show Friday at Ring of Honor's All-Star Extravaganza in San Antonio. Tell the fans where they can support you online and stuff, man.
Well, you can follow me on the Twitters. The more Twitter followers I have, my mom sees validation in me. It's at the Dalton Castle. Buy my shirt, ROHWrestling.com. Also, I tweet out links all the time to where you can buy my merch. And if you see me on the indies, I'm still doing the indie circuit. I'm not locked down, baby. I'm making the town. Come support independent wrestling. See me. I'll talk to you. Maybe we'll even lock eyes for a moment or so. 30 seconds is my max, but if you want to make some undivided eye contact, I've got it in me.
That's fantastic. I can't wait to lock eyes with you, sir. Another huge thanks and good luck moving forward, Dalton Castle.
You got it, baby doll. Thanks for having me on.